Hello, everyone. Are home prices going up or down? And what about interest rates? Are they up or down? These are like the two most frequent questions that I've been getting. And so in this video, my goal is to go over the market statistics for the month of October, not get super detailed into the numbers, but kind of give you some insights and kind of based on my experience in the last several weeks and months of what I've been seeing in the market. So we're going to talk about the two things that make up home prices, which is supply and demand. And we're going to look at previously owned homes, kind of the numbers for those. And then we're going to look at new construction. Probably as you've heard, the price of everything has been going up with inflation. And so kind of if we include new construction with previously owned homes, the numbers are going to look a little different. So let's just go ahead and get started here. So as you can see, we're in the previously owned, and first we're going to focus on demand. So sales price is one of the metrics that will tell us more about what's going on with demand. So compared to September of this September 2022 home prices, the median sale price was at 289, and for the last month of October, it went up to 299. So it went up about $10,000, which is a positive sign because up until October, this last month, home prices had been going down from the highs in this last summer, which were about 327,000, almost 330, and now we're seeing that it's kind of settling in that 299, almost $300,000 price range. And so, if we look at how this last month of October compared to October of 2021, we see that prices are up about 5% higher, which I think is a good sign. So we're definitely seeing a softening of home pricing, but it looks like now we're kind of trending to kind of level off a little bit. So that's the sale price. The other metric to look at that has to do with demand is the days on the market. So days on the market for October were 16 days, which is up about 45% compared to October of last year. So October of last year, which that's when obviously we started hearing more about interest rates and how they're going to go up. And so obviously, kind of demand went up there. But things were selling at 11 days and now we're at 16. So that's still like pretty quickly. I would say from my experience, selling homes and helping buyers buy homes here in Rochester, if you have a home that's priced correctly, that's well staged, well kept, that's in good shape that people are going to want to buy, those will sell within a week or 2 weeks as the median days on the market shows here. So that's a good sign if you're thinking about selling your house. And then the other thing I want to take a look at is percentage of original price. So this tells us, like, let's say you list a house for $100,000. What should you expect to sell your house? Kind of average or median. So for October, the median was about 100% of the list price. So if you sold your house or if you listed your house for 100,000, you're gonna sell it for about that much. Now, one thing to consider now in this market environment is that buyers are expecting to get some closing costs before, like this last summer, and before that, like that was like impossible to get from sellers. So your sale price, your median sale price could be 100% of what you're asking for, but if you have to give concessions, then that will reduce your net price. So just something to consider. In September, it was 99.7%. So things are still selling at what you're listing them for on average. Now, if we look at this last summer, things were selling for 102.6 or almost 103%. To the percentage of the original sale price. And so obviously, this has come down. That makes sense with higher interest rates. People are not able and or willing to pay more than what you're asking for, right? And again, if you're looking at selling your house, price your home correctly, because otherwise your house is going to sit on the market longer and you're going to end up getting less for your house. So those are the three metrics here that talk about demand. So far, I mean, demand has come down, but it's still pretty stable. I would say, at least here in Rochester. Every market in real estate is different, so you're going to see different numbers, different things. Now let's take a look at supply. So for supply, I like to look at new listings, because new listing is like the number of homes coming into the market, right? So for new listings, we had 113, and this is one of the numbers that kind of has the biggest impact in my mind. So we are about 38% lower than we were October of last year. So there's less new homes coming into the market, which makes sense. You know, if you bought a house at a 3% interest rate and now you're gonna sell your home and buy a new home at 7%, right? You're gonna think about it twice and maybe you're just gonna wait. So I expect the number of new listings to kind of continue to go down. Obviously, in the spring market, when spring and summer, when things go up, then obviously that number will go back up. But I think this seems pretty normal to me. The other thing I want to look at is homes for sale. So homes for sale um, is at 224 homes last month. But as you can see here, since like the summer, the number of homes for sale started going up significantly because obviously, you know, interest rates were going up. And then this is the first month where we see that homes for sale kind of went down. Part of that could also be because, you know, going into now we're in November, so Thanksgiving and then, you know, holidays, Christmas, all that. Um, less people want to sell their homes, but the homes that are available now, people are trying to buy because they want to try to buy before kind of the holidays. So I guess that kind of makes sense there. And then pending sales, so that this means like homes that are under contract. So pending sales starting from like April starting to go down, kind of went up in August and then down September. Now it's kind of starting to go up again. Um, and so now let's talk a little bit about interest rates. So I have my phone here. So I looked this morning. Think Bank is, you know, kind of the bank that I follow for interest rates. They seem to be pretty competitive. There's other great competitive banks here in Rochester. But when I looked at their 30-year fix, they were at a 7.25% interest rate for a 30-year, 7.125 for 20-year, and then 15-year rate was 7%, 10-year 7%. So obviously that kind of fluctuate. I've seen it come down to 6.8% the last couple of days or weeks. So that's kind of like everything right now is kind of fluctuating. But then so two things, two strategies. If you're thinking about buying a house and you're like, well, the rates are high, and two options are you can do an adjustable rate mortgage. And for example, in this case, Think Bank has three options. They have a 5-year arm. So it means that your interest rate will be locked for 5 years or 7 years or 10 years, depending on which one you pick. And then after that, it'll kind of adjust to whatever the rates are. So if you think that in the next 5 years, interest rates are going to be down, you could actually lock a 5-year arm for 5.875, or you can do a 7-year arm for 6.125, or a 10-year arm for 6.25. Yep. So this is just one option that you can do. The other option is called a 2-1 buy down. I won't go too much into detail because depending on the lender, rates and things could be vary a little bit the cost for it. But basically, you have like 2 years where your rate is going to be 2% lower than the market rate, and then so year one it would be, let's say rates are 7%, right? So year one would be 5%, and then year two it would be 6%, and then from year 3 to year 30, if you do a 30-year mortgage, it would be that 7% that you locked in on year 0 or year one, right? So it just kind of gives you the ability to have a lower payment, and then you're betting that interest rates will go down after 2 years or 3 years, and then you can kind of refinance. So this would be a good question to ask a lender if you're considering buying. I think that in this market, you have to kind of consider all options and see what works best for you and your budget. So that's kind of my thoughts on interest rates. So now let's take a look, as promised, at new construction, because all the statistics and information we just looked at is for homes that were previously built or owned. So if we look at new construction, let's focus on demand, and again, supply and demand. So sale price. So the median sale price is at $686,000 here in Rochester, right? So it had gone down in July, and then actually, you know what? For new construction, let's do a 12-month. Well, let's see, 6 months rolling maybe. Rochester's kind of it's not the biggest city, and so the number, the statistics will be kind of skewed or affected because there's not like a high amount of new homes for sale. So if we look at kind of the 6-month average, I think that'll be best. But well, maybe 12 months. I don't know. I'm not a statistician here, but Um, the median sale price, as you can see, for last month, October, was 567,000, and obviously it's been going up with the inflation, cost of materials, and all that, right? So that's been going up. Let's look at, well, days on the market. Let's see how long it's taking. So 70 days. Um, Days on the market can be a little tricky because it just depends, like if the home is listed like before they even start building it, right? That's gonna add more. But this kind of gives you an idea. So 70 days. So obviously that has been going up is the main point, right? Because as interest rates go up, then things are taking longer to sell, right? And then the percentage of original price. So that would, let's see, that's going to be interesting for new construction because from my experience, new construction, especially in a seller's market, usually just sells for what they're asking for. Sometimes it could sell for more. Maybe that's because you're having the builder do a couple more things, so that increases the price. But it seems like everything's selling for basically 100% of what the house is marketed for. Um, yeah, across the board, that seems to be the case. And now let's take a look at supply. So for supply, so new listings, let's take a look here. So new listings, October of this year compared to last year, we're about 6% lower in new listings. Homes for sale, let's take a look here. So we are about 10% more homes. That makes sense. Homes are staying long in the market, and so there's more homes available. And then pending sales pending sales are down 8.2% compared to last year. And then I think that's basically it for the stats for supply and demand. So if you're still watching this, whether it's live or this will be recorded and it'll be on YouTube. But if you're watching this far, thank you, appreciate it. And if you have any questions about buying real estate or selling real estate, let me know. And let me know what questions you have on the comments below of the market, and I'm happy to help you out. Thanks for watching.